Hello and welcome to this month's Maggie Moment. As parents, one of the areas that we will lay awake at night and question our choices is around the education of our children. Whew, it's a biggie from the get-go, from early childhood into primary into secondary. And I am going to say that there are some children who just are a bit like the dandelions of life. They just float through our systems without any major challenges. And they seem to do well, they seem to be happy. Great, but that's not all of our children. So what we know is that some of our children can struggle in our mainstream schooling system, and we need to look at other alternatives for them. And I have a different Maggie moment somewhere on my YouTube channel about making choices about that. But today I wanted to mention homeschooling because I'm getting that question quite a bit lately. Parents are concerned with the stress levels in our structured school environment. They're also concerned that our educational outcomes aren't improving and that really maybe the outcomes aren't as good. And can we look at an alternative? Now, homeschooling is completely legal and it is something that can work brilliantly. However, making that decision is something you need to do some serious research with. And the good news is there's lots of fabulous sites online that you'll be able to find that with. My concerns for you are that as a teacher, I understand the dynamics of learning and engagement. And I'm not sure that's something that a parent who's had no background in that area will have when they begin, but I am going to tell you, you can learn how to be kind of the teacher that your child may need. The homeschooling system around Australia is full of wonderful groups of support, so you won't be doing it in isolation, because that is another concern that I know parents say to me. I'm really worried what happens if I don't know what I'm doing and my kids get bored with me, and all these questions. One of the things I do know is that the children who can struggle, whether it's from bullying in the school, not enough movement for children who need to move to keep their brain going, who find the environment too stressful, they can seriously shine and thrive in a homeschooling space. So if you're in that dilemma, do I or don't I, go and talk to people who've been doing it for quite some time. And then have a look at you and your unique family and how will that work for you and whoever you're co-parenting with. And know that we can start something and give it a trial for 6 months. And if it's not working, then we can go back into what other system may be your next alternative. So again, homeschooling can create amazing learners. And sometimes the most fascinating conversations I've had are from homeschoolers who later in life have been able to follow their own passion in learning. And my goodness, that can be exciting. So as a parent, yes, you will have to ponder on these things. Is this the right thing for me? Is it right now? Is it right for this child? Is it right for all my children? These are questions you will need to address. And please be mindful that you make the decision and that you trust your own instincts. Really, there were times I would have loved to have homeschooled my boys, but I just didn't have enough hours in the day with all the other things that I was doing in my life, and they mattered to me as well. I have seen children who have been disillusioned and discouraged and disengaged come alive when they are taken out of the system they're in into something very different, and homeschooling is one of the options that is available. And there are many different ways of doing homeschooling. So please, if you're curious, go do your research. It might be exactly what your child, who is really not happy and not thriving, may benefit from. And that's all for me for this month.